night, just after midnight, I started filming the video that you're about to see. I want to apologize in advance for all the noise. My daughter was also up, swinging and having a great time. So you hear a lot of her breathing in the background. We were up till after 3 a.m. I also want you to know that I wrote everything down that I said. So some of it's gonna seem a little rehearsed. That's because it was. Not that it was a difficult subject to talk about, but I just really wanted to make sure that I said everything that I wanted to say. It's just amazing how emotional support animals like to lay down on your papers. Yesterday, I posted a slideshow of encouraging quotes. I didn't really have anything going on and not really anything to talk about, so I decided that that was what I wanted to do because we all could use some encouragement from time to time. We really need to immerse ourselves in truth, even if it's painful. Because unless we let go of the lies that are holding us back, we're not going to make very much headway in the areas of growth that we so desperately need. I want to share with you an area of truth that I have decided to grab a hold of. In recent interactions with some of my friends and their children, I have found myself not jealous. Jealous really isn't the word, but more of a longing to experience life the way that they do with their children. The experience of the mother-child relationship, to be able to have conversations with Lizzie and to hear all the crazy things that she would say if she wasn't nonverbal. I'm not missing out on life with her. She is amazing and wonderful and funny, and she is perfectly Lizzie. But there are many firsts that haven't happened, and I'm not sure if they ever will. Don't misunderstand me. It's not like I look outside of our own world and wish it were something different. It's a great world, full of love, laughter, and challenges and victories. But I feel like there's something that needs to happen that I've never allowed myself to do. And that is to mourn the expectation of what I thought our life was supposed to look like. We had a daughter that was born before Lizzie, and she passed away right after she was born. Her name was Aubrey. This was to be my husband's and my first child together, and we were excited. When Aubrey was diagnosed with trisomy 18, right around 20 weeks, we were devastated. I mean, no one ever thinks this kind of thing can happen to them until it does. And we had an expectation that we were going to welcome this little girl into the world and have a full life with her. One thing that began the healing process, besides hope and faith in God, was mourning the expectation that we had of her and what our life would be with her. It made the rest of my pregnancy with her, and believe it or not, even her passing, that much easier. I've struggled a long time with being strong. And by that I mean I never allowed myself to not be okay if I wasn't okay. Once I realized it was okay to not be okay, to embrace the emotions and the process of walking through it, it opened up a whole new world for me in the areas of emotional and mental health. And with where I find myself now, I don't want to allow the feelings that I have about life with autism to erase the progress that I've made. So I know I need to walk through it. A friend of mine asked me if I was planning on doing a video about autism and the challenges or effects that it may have on my health and wellness goals. And honestly, I hadn't really thought about it until today. But I know that emotionally, if I don't deal with the head and the heart, I'm gonna fall apart and revert back to the old habits of emotional eating and binge eating, and man, I don't ever want to go there ever again. It is amazing to me how much the emotional and mental health really affects every other area of your life. So it's time for me to accept truth and face it head on, to mourn the expectation, and to free myself of the weight that I'm carrying. It's too heavy. Thank you so much for listening. I want to encourage you to always seek what is true, to walk in that truth and not allow yourself to be blinded by the things that get in the way of allowing you to move forward. Sometimes the process, it will be painful, but I promise you, it'll be worth it. God bless.